Okay, I've been coming to Judson for 39 years now, and from the first day I walked in the door, I felt like I was home. I had grown up in churches. I hadn't gone while I was in college, and I walked in and I felt accepted, and nobody even spoke to me for a year, but I was spiritually nourished by what I heard in the pulpit, and then it's given me just about everything that I now have in New York. I met my husband here, I've made really good friends, I've participated in the life of the church, and it has kept nourishing me spiritually for all these years. It grows, it changes, and some things never change, which is the community.
I get that you continue to feel that way.
Yes.
And you raised your children.
And I raised my children here too.
But what it really is actually a very passionate belief in open space.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a deeply held belief in open space, open thought. What you just said, Hank, about you go around it, and you know, every now and then you get a little hint of what it might be, but you don't dare close the door on another opinion, on an Islamic opinion, on a Jewish opinion, on an atheist opinion. You don't dare do that, because that's a violation of the mystery and the openness. And so it really is much more of a positive. I think that in this century we need to figure out how to say it positively, as opposed to, well, we are not like them.
Yeah.
I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them telling me who I am and who I'm not, and their being the power space in religion. They get to tell me I'm a Christian, I'm not a Christian, I'm this, I'm that. No, I passionately believe in this open, multi-faith, post-denominational space, and all I'm worried about is keeping it open. And so you start to close it, and I'm going to fight you.
Or keeping our little niche.
Perspective changes.
When I came, the whole church could fit in what is now the room down where they have a piano and stuff.
Assembly Hall downstairs?
No, where Michael's office is.
Right.
The whole congregation would meet there. And we'd have lunch there once a month. On Sunday we'd have a luncheon after church. The whole congregation fit in there.
You could sit around the table, couldn't you?
Yeah, we could sit around the table, and I remember once there was kind of a debate over who we should vote for. I forget what year it was. Sometime in the 50s, 52, 56, 48. I forget when. And then when I came, the church had the pews were kind of raked down. I don't know what they call it, raked. They were high, and then they went down toward the front. And they had kneelers, which I think was the Italian influence, because the hope was that the church would attract Italians to the South Village and proper folk from Lower Fifth Avenue. It never attracted very many Italians. I think it did attract a few. Well, I only knew one person. Another person had an Italian name, but that was her husband's name. But one real honest-to-gosh Italian that I remember. But at one time, I think it had a few more Italians. And I think that's why they had the kneelers, because Italians would be more used to the kneelers than, say, regular Baptists would be. Where was I leading? But at any rate, the congregation was much smaller.
I came to Judson totally by accident and never left, and that was about 35 years ago. And I came out of a tradition where things were black and white, good or bad, and I just felt like I could breathe here, and I love the fact that the community is so mixed, and so accepting, and loves the questions. I always thought I had to have the answers, and now I can love the questions and not feel lacking in any way. What I love about Judson service is, if for some reason I don't get anything from the sermon that day, I'll get something from the music, or if not from the music, from a celebration that someone stands up and shares, or a concern. It takes me out of myself and reminds me that there are other things going on in the world that are important. And I was always told by the old-timers here that Judson exists for the people outside its wall, and I think it still does.
Before coming here, the real religious conversations that I had were with friends at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and that they were hot and lush, and there was a sense of you weren't confined by the metaphors of the faith, but that you could look beyond them to what they actually pointed to, and that felt dangerous and exciting and invigorating, and we really felt like, wow, we've made first contact with God here in some way. And there's all that youthful, revolutionary thing that happens late at night with your friends that never happens in a church. And you never say, even though it's all good for you and it's this amazing spirit sense that happens, you would never say that inside of church. And when I came to Judson, I was not convinced I could say it inside of Judson. I'm still not entirely convinced all the time I can say it inside of Judson. I still hold back. But bit by bit, this is a place where I am actually encouraged and pushed towards saying all those things and acting those things out with my friends, both who are coming here now through me, but also the friends I've made here who are having those conversations in private all around this place. And so it's this possibility of having a church that's actually doing what, in my mind, church was supposed to be. And that I can say something dangerous and then look around and make sure it's okay. And when no one fires you, it's like, okay, I can still preach here. I can still be coachy here in some way, and not feel guilty about it, and still look my friends in the eye who would never come to church and feel like fighting a good fight against some human artifice in some way. And that's what's awesome about Judson.